Welcome back. LT Volk here with episode 2 of the Fallout 2 playthrough. In this episode, we're gonna travel to Klamath and try to find out more information about Vic the Trader. And of course, he is the guy that sold our tribe a canteen with Vault 13 number on it. So, he probably knows the location of the vault. But it's not gonna be that easy. And Arroyo seems like a nice defensible position. It's got this canyon running through, a natural moat with a rope bridge. Very hard to attack. Unless you have some sort of helicopters or vertibirds. Or some such. You know. Alright. Almost made it to Klamath. We'll see how it works out for us. Yeah, let's enter. And it's kinda dark, so we're gonna rest a couple hours. Just to wait until daylight, so there are more people out and about. And here we see some sort of notice board, so we're gonna read it. There are several things here. Some ads, job notices, and even a drawing. It looks as though some of these have been here for a while. I guess I'll take a closer look at that drawing. A crude drawing of what looks like a brahmin with a big X through it and the word Tor scrolled underneath. I think I'll take a look at another notice. This one looks good. Something about booze. Booze. Got your attention, didn't I? Bum leg prevents business. Need help refueling still. Speedy and reliable type needed. See Whiskey Bob over at Ma Buckner's place. I think I'll take a look at another notice. Something here about a bath. Feeling grubby? Nothing making a feller feel better and a nice bath. 3 fun-filled types to choose from, featuring the beautiful and talented Jenny. Late of the Den. See Big Nose Sal at the bathhouse for more exciting details. That's of course an advertisement for a bathhouse/brothel. Alright, let's look at the other one. Someone wants to buy some lizard hides. Top dollar for top pelts. You have gecko pelts? I have monies. Golden gecko pelts especially welcome. See me first. Sajag, owner, operator, Golden Gecko Tavern. Let's see what else we've got. Here is something about rats. Too many damn rats in Trapper Town. Come on, get 'em. All you can eat. Slim. And that's of course a little dig at the killing the rats quests in the RPGs, where pretty much that's how you started out. A big trope also. Alright, and we've got another final... couple more notices. Something about old stuff here. Genuine antiques. They don't make it like they used to. In fact, they mostly don't make it at all. If you want the good old stuff, see Vic the Trader, east side of downtown. And the final one's here. Looks like someone's gone missing. Missing person. Has anyone seen Smiley the Trapper? Smiley is about 6 feet tall, clean and housebroken, mostly. Disappeared up north, and I kinda miss him. Arden Buckner. That's all the info that I need for now. So that's kinda points you to the different quests that are available. But here we see a sickly man dressed in very dirty robes, so let's talk to him. He goes, "Hello there. I haven't seen you in Klamath before. I'm Aldo, the town greeter. It's my job to greet anyone new in town and to answer any question they might have about our bucolic little burg. Welcome to Klamath. Who might you be? My name's Volk. Thanks for welcoming me here. Well, friend Volk, since you're new to these parts and look as though you could use some pointers, I'll let you know that it's customary to tip the town greeter before asking any questions and such. A tip, huh? Well, I guess it's worth $5 to get you off my back. Thanks for the money, friend. I'm going to use it to get some medicine for my dry throat. Consider yourself officially greeted to the town of Klamath. Do you have any question about our fair metropolis? Well, actually, I was curious about a thing or two. Ask away, O benefactor of mine. What do folks do here in Klamath? Here in Klamath, some people farm, some raise brahmin, but trapping geckos, it's what most of the people do. What's a gecko? A gecko is a large lizard that's hunted by the trappers around these parts for its meat and hide. But it sure is a lot of work to catch them, dang critters. Dangerous too. My advice to a friend, avoid it. It's far too much work. One more thing, Aldo. Ask away. Where can I trade things or find healing? You can buy or trade things at Buckner's house and also the Golden Gecko. Sometimes they even have healing herbs available. Not that they'd give me any for my condition. They are both run by real skinflints. Just get a little behind on your tab, and out you go, into the cold and rain. I've always found the fresh air invigorating. I have another question for you. Ask away. Where do you buy your booze? You mean my much-needed medicine? Well, I used to buy it at either the Golden Gecko or the Buckner's place. But they won't sell it to me until I pay some money on my bill. Luckily for me, Whiskey Bob's been making a bit of medicine for some of his friends. Interesting. Where would I find this Whiskey Bob? Whiskey Bob is usually at Buckner's place, right here in downtown. I don't think he's been able to get out to tend his still lately. He's just not a reliable source of medicine for someone as unwell as me. Glad you found another supplier. Could you breathe a bit more downwind? I've got another question for you. Go ahead. Do you know where I may find a geck? A geck? Heck, you mean a gecko. Never heard about a geck, but I'll tell you about geckos. Tell me about geckos. Yeah, and this one we already seen. So I'm not gonna read it again. Oh, thanks. I guess that's all I need to know. I'm certain that your generosities to someone as needful as myself will bring you good luck. I hope to see you again soon. And we pretty much found out what this town is all about. Strapping and some farming. And here we see a very large man covered in dust with a small smile and a blank look on his face. And he goes, "Me, Thor." "Nice to meet you, Thor. Anything interesting happening here lately?"
Bugmen took mumus at night. Thor scared. Help, Thor?
Sure, Thor. I can help you guard the brahmin.
You help, Thor. Mumu field.
And he points east of here.
Now, yes?
And he smiles at us. I'll help you guard the brahmin now, Thor. And we see a scorpion here that's been attacking the herds, but in reality it's these two guys right here that dress up as Scorpion Man to scare Thor and steal the brahmin. So let's talk to them and see what they're about. We see one of the two very similar looking men. They could be twins. Both are heavily muscled and have beetling brows. And this guy says, "What the heck are you doing here? You here to help us or not? We might have a job for you if you're interested." "Yeah, I'm interested. Tell me about this job." "Well, there's one thing that we could use some help with." What's that?" "Okay, here's the deal. We need some help in, liberating some brahmin from that idiot Thor. You can try to talk him out of the brahmin or knock him out. Just don't hurt him too bad or it'll stir up a ruckus." "I don't think I want to do that after all." "Word to the wise. You just better not say nothing to nobody. Because even if you do, that would make us very angry. You don't want to see us angry." "Don't want to see you angry. I don't want to see your ugly mugs at all. Goodbye." There you go. And you can actually side with them and help them steal brahmin from Thor, which unlocks another quest, but it nets you just a little bit extra experience and less approval or karma. So we're just gonna help Thor kill all of the scorpions here. We got another one incoming. Come on, move in. Now punch it once, twice, and move away 4 hexes. And do the same thing here. And early game, this is like the best way to avoid the damage, kiting the enemies. There we go, kills it that time. We got cool 120 experience out of it so far. And one of the scorpions got nice and close towards us, which is pretty good. Oh no. Alright, end turn. You see how sequence can be wonky sometimes. Sometimes the enemies get to go right after you, or sometimes you get like 2 turns in a row. I don't really understand it, but it's good when I can attack twice in a row. So maybe here we'll try and do 3 attacks, end turn. There we go. 1 kills it. We got 2 more scorpions around here. Okie dokie. 1, 2, 3. And turn. 1, 2. And that kills it. And we got only 1 scorpion left. See if we can take it out. Alright, get closer there. Nope. There we go. Triggered the scorpion. Now punch it in the carapace and kills it. And you can see the brothers are running away now. And let's see. We'll grab one of the tails so we can trade it. So far, so good. Alright, Tor, buddy.
And he says, Bug's dead. Mumu's safe. Tor, thank you.
And Tor is one of the low intelligence characters. And it's actually pretty funny if you play a low intelligence character as well. Most of your responses to other people are similar to Tor, where it's like grammatically incorrect or one or two words. But when you talk to each other, it's like an eloquent conversation, you know. He goes, "Excuse me, sir, would you help me with my bovine problem? Certain arthropods has been attacking it," you know, stuff like that. Which is pretty darn funny to me. Alrighty. And here we got Buckner's house, which is an inn or bed and breakfast type of deal. See a sturdy older woman with a tired smile, so let's talk to her. She says, "Hello there, my name's Arden Buckner. This is my place. Say, you didn't see a trapper named Smiley outside of town, did you?" Half to herself. "He's been gone for too long. No, never should have let him go off on that full quest of his." "Smiley? No, I haven't seen a trapper by that name. Tell me about him." "Well, Smiley and me were getting downright serious with each other. I thought I had finally gotten him to agree to settle down here and help me run this place. But he said he needed to go off on one last quest." "A quest?" "Well, he called it a quest. Told me he thought he knew where all the golden geckos came from, and he wanted to find out for sure. He thought that maybe it was some kind of magical spring, or maybe a hidden cave or vault of some sort. Well, I don't rightly know about all he said, but he seemed real excited about going. But I shouldn't have let him go. He is 2 weeks later getting back than he said he'd be, and I'm worried. I'd like to help. I could look for him for you." "Oh, thank you. Let me mark on your map where he talked about looking. I sure hope you can find him. He isn't much, but I still love him, and I miss him more than I thought I could. Please find him for me." "I'll do what I can. Let me ask you something first, though." "You better not be planning any mischief here. What do you want?" "I was wondering if you're the person to talk to about local news and events." "You should talk to my daughter Maida about that. I don't really keep track of what's going on lately. Too much just keeping an eye on my business." "Oh, okay. I'll do that. Right now, though, I need some information about something else. I want to buy something. I just handle the rooms here. If you want to buy or trade something, talk to my daughter, Maida." "Thanks. Goodbye." And here we got a quest to find Smiley the Trapper, and that was also on this notice board. And here we see a plain-looking, sturdily built young woman with a scowl on her face. And she says, "My name's Maida Buckner. I take care of trading and drinks here. I don't tolerate any tribals messing our family place up. So you just better watch your step here, or you'll end up like Sulik. What do you want? I have some questions for you. Questions, huh? Well, get on with it then. Talking to you doesn't get my work any closer to being finished. Have you ever heard of something called the Garden of Eden Creation Kit? The only way I know to create a Garden of Eden is through plain old hard work. That's something you tribals just don't seem to understand. But I guess that's the difference between us civilized folk and yourselves. I guess. Tell me about something else then. More questions? Well, go on then, and be quick about it. Tell me about Sulik. Sulik's a tribal that's working here to pay off a debt he foolishly incurred. He's not a slave. We don't have slave here in Klamath. Paying off a debt? What do you mean? Well, you see, Sulik got real upset one night and had too much booze. Then, when he was good and drunk, he busted up the place. He did nearly $500 worth of damage, just now getting the place repaired. Why did he get so upset? He said he found out that his sister had been kidnapped by slavers. But you have to ask him more about that. He is here until he can pay off the rest of the damage he did while he was drunk. How much does he have to work off? He still has to pay off $350. If he weren't so lazy and shiftless, it would go quicker for him. He's not leaving here until his debt is paid in full. That's a lot of money. I think he's going to be here for a long time. Well, he may be slow, but he does sort of grow on you after a while. Looks away wistfully, flustered. Now, that's enough jaw flapping. Do you need anything else? Let's barter first. I got some junk I need to sell off. Like all of these scorpion tails. And one of these antidotes. And heck, let me throw in a couple of the healing powders as well. And in exchange, all I'm asking for, crowbar, possibly. One of these ropes. Ropes are always good. Allows you to enter into certain areas. And what else I got to trade? The spear. And I guess give you one more of these healing powders. And the rest you can have in gold. So 62 coins. I don't think it's gold. I think it's like bottle caps that got flattened or something. Alrighty. Yeah, that sounds good. Now let's talk again. I am gonna say, I was curious about something else. Alright, go on. Tell me about what's going on here in Klamath. Well, you better off asking Mama about what's going on right here in town. Okay, I'll talk to Mrs. Buckner about that then. Let me ask you something else, though. More questions? What other towns are nearby? There are only a couple of other towns nearby. There is Redding, far to the southwest, and the Den, a few days south. But I wouldn't go to the Den. Why wouldn't you go to the Den? The Den is a bad place to go. They even enslave ignorant tribals like yourself. It's a week or so south of here, but most folks that's gone there don't come back. Tell me about the local tribes. Well, I didn't count tribes when you asked about civilized towns, but I guess there is a group of savages somewhere to the northwest, and then Suluk's tribes far to the southwest. What about the den? And she repeats it. Alright, I think that's about it. We're gonna say this line here and we'll see how it goes. Isn't Sulik your slave? Or do you just treat him like one? Yeah, that's the same stuff. Alright. So we'll just fast forward through that. And then say, that's all I need to know for now. Goodbye. And who else we got? Someone relaxing. Got townsperson that doesn't say anything. You see an older man with a scraggly beard and a big red nose. Let's talk to him. Says, howdy, stranger. My name's Whiskey Bob. What's yours? My name's Volk. Nice to meet you, Whiskey Bob. Always nice to find another drinking buddy. Wanna buy me a drink? Talking always makes me thirsty. Sure, Bob. Don't mind one bit. Thanks for the drink, partner. Now that my whistle's wet, I feel that I can share a little problem I have. Hey, maybe you can help me out. How can I help you out? Well, you see, I have a little side business that I need some help attending to. I have a moonshine still outside of town that needs to be fueled up every so often. Since a gecko done bit my leg, I can't hobble out to it before it runs out of fuel. If I tell you where it is, would you refuel it for me? It's worth $50 to me. That doesn't sound too bad. Tell me more. All you have to do is find a little shack just south of town, go inside, and dump some firewood into the still. Then come back here, and I'll give you your money. But it needs to be done within the next day, or my batch of hooch will go bad. $50 doesn't sound like nearly enough for a job like that. Nice try there, but $50 is all the job's worth to me. Heck, I can't afford to pay anymore. Okay, I'll do it. And yeah. We already saw that. So I'm just gonna say, that sounds pretty easy. Okay, I'll do it. You'll do it? Great. Remember, you gotta do it soon, or my hooch will go bad. Thanks a heap. See you back here soon. No problem, Bob. See you in a day. And I think this one might actually have a time limit. But let's see what else we can find around here. There is a building, looks like residential, and citizens, and that sign that the Blades in Fallout 1 named themselves after. And up here, got some people. See a short, swarthy man smiling at us. Let's talk to him. He goes, "Hey there, friend. A little bird told me that you know where old Whiskey Bob has his still. I sure would like to know where that is." Why do you want to know where that is? Well, Bob's getting in the way of certain business partners. I don't mind the competition, but they sure do. I'll pay $50 to a smart cookie that can tell me where the still is. No other action required. And he smiles at us. So here I'm gonna say, I don't think I should tell you where the still is. Forget I mentioned it then. Not a big thing. Smiles. Alright. Let's talk to you again. And he says, you're our kind of people. You come to the right tavern to spend your money. What can I do for you, pal? I'd like to trade. I've got all kind of things right here, kid. Healing supplies, booze, all kind of stuff. I got special sources, you might say. Always willing to look at the good gecko, pal, too. Special sources? Then you should be able to give me a really good price. Well, I don't have prices like this for just anybody. It's not easy to get this stuff from the den. And there we go. We're able to convince him to give us a discount. And I don't think we can actually afford, like, the pistol, which would have been nice. But yeah, we don't have the money for it. Alright, c'est la vie. Thank you for your help. Goodbye. And I think we're just gonna go and try and refuel the still without getting attacked by too many geckos. Sounds like a pretty good plan. So, looks like the shack is somewhere there. And we do have quite a bit of geckos. And I'm kind of trying to avoid the golden ones because you can learn a gecko skinning perk, which allows you to get the pelts off of the dead geckos. So let's enter here. But I think we actually need a wood bundle for the still. And I don't know where... There we go. Yeah, firewood. Let's use it on the still. And that gives us 100 XP, which is enough to level up. Very good. So let's level up now. I'm gonna take the awareness perk so we can see the actual health points of the enemies and what they have equipped. Up here, gonna bump up our speech to probably 70. Gonna bump up our small guns to 70 as well, and we're gonna bank the rest. Actually, small guns we're gonna not touch for now. I think there are a couple magazines that we're gonna find out in Klamath that teaches you the small gun skill. And of course, the higher your skill, the less points you get out of those magazines. But what I am gonna do is increase the doctor skill by a couple points, because eventually there's gonna be a couple quests where having a doctor skill is very useful. Alright, gonna move in on this gecko, punch it, and enter. And punch it again. How much health does it have? 16. No. Fall back. Punch twice. And fall back. The power of kiting. And by the end of the game, you know, my character is just gonna be laying waste to hordes of enemies with energy weapons. Which is always fun. There we go. Killed the gecko. And now we can return and let Whiskey Bob know the good news. Should get us some extra cash and experience as well, I think. Alright, Whiskey Bob says, "Well, thanks for refueling my still for me. Here's your $50 too. Got any questions that I can answer for you?" "Yes, tell me what's going on in town lately." "All sort of things going on here about lately. Got brahmin mutilators, walking spirits, gigantic rats, and missing people. Some even say the den's involved." "Tell me about the brahmin mutilations." "They say that critters that look like giant man-shaped bugs in a shell and everything are mutilating brahmin at night. All they find are the torn open, horribly hacked up brahmin corpses." "That sounds horrible." "A few people have seen the bugman, but the one who's got the best look was Thor, the Buckner's boy. What he saw scared him half out of his wits, and the poor lad is a bit shy in that department already." "Incredible. Let me ask about something else. Tell me about the walking spirits." "There is a canyon just to the west of town that had a bright light in it a few months back. Ever since, every now and then, there's been a horrible squealing sound that comes from the canyon. Brahmin that wander in don't come back. Everyone's afraid to go too near." "Yes, surely a sign of spirit infestation. If only you had a competent shaman. Tell me about something else." "Gigantic rats. I've got to hear more about those." "Well, out back of Trapper Town, just to the west of downtown, there is a back section that's overrun by rats. The further back you go, the bigger they get. Some say that there is one huge great rat spirit that's leading them all. Some of the trappers won't even stay there anymore. They say it's too dangerous." "Trappers ousted by rats? Tell me about some of the other things." "What do you want to know?" "A den. What kind of den?" "Not a den. The den. You'll not find a greater hive of scum and villainy." "Now, where did I hear that?" "In any case, it's a rough sort of place a few days' travel south of Klamath. Anything can be had there, for a price, even slaves. But you have to be very careful there. Lots of short tempers attached to dangerous weapons. I don't think they have much to do with us, though. We're too poor here." "I think I'd be safe enough there. I know how to handle myself. Let me ask you about something else, though." "Like what?" "Missing people. Tell me more." "Lately, we've had a couple of people go missing. A trader named Vic, who specializes in pre-war stuff, and one of our best trappers." "Tell me more about the trader some call Vic." "Well, Vic was quite a feller. He didn't like to work too much, so he would specialize in expensive pre-war things and then go sell them to the den. Or even hog them to stupid tribals as religious artifacts." Chuckles to himself. "Oops, no offense. Anyway, I haven't seen him for a while. Last I heard, he went south to sell some stuff. Maybe to the den." "What about the missing trapper?" The real person to tell you about the missing trapper would be Miss Buckner. She and Smiley were pretty close. He went north to look for the cave of the golden geckos and hasn't been seen since. That was a while back, too. Interesting. Tell me about something else, though. Like what? I need to ask you about something else. Have you ever heard of something called the Garden of Eden Creation Kit? A Garden of Eden Creation Kit? Why, I think I saw one of those listed on a page of an old catalog I was looking through while I was sitting down out back. But I don't know much more about it than that. Really? I'd like to see that catalog. I kind of used that page to take care of some business, if you know what I mean. Business? Oh, that kind of business. I prefer old newspaper myself. Oh well. Tell me something else, then. And now we're just gonna finish the conversation. Well, mister, maybe I'll be seeing you around here later. Bye.
Okie dokie. And now we're gonna go and talk to Sulik, who is located right here in the corner. And he is one of the potential companions that we'll probably recruit later on.
What can we and I do you for?
I have some questions for you.
We and I know many things. Travel from great saltwater to home of biting lizards.
Tell me about the Great Saltwater.
The tribe's home is next to great saltwater. 2 moons from here, friend.
2 moons? That's a long ways. How did you travel so far safely?
Friend, with all the spirits walking with me. Not afraid to travel anywhere.
Let me ask you something else.
We and I be glad to answer.
Biting lizards?
Geckos. The little dudes don't bite hard. It's the goldens. They go through your leg like an old pipe stem.
Who is we?
The spirits with me, friend. They be all around. Sometimes talk.
What spirits?
Spirits be everywhere. Travel with we and I. Grampy Bone do most of talking.
Who is Grampy Bone?
Him strong spirit. Much honor carrying him.
Wait, you mean the bone in your nose?
Keep him close. Easier to touch his spirit. That's why he talk the most.
Hey, I can only hear you talking so far.
We gon' get along just fine.
Can I ask you something else?
We and I be glad to answer.
Why did you travel so much?
Trader named Vic supposed to be here. He be saying he know about slavers. We show up, didn't peep him. Get pretty hot.
Tell me something else.
We and I be glad to answer.
What are you doing here?
Slavers got our sis. Thought Vic be having information. Couldn't peep him. Got PO'd. Drank like a fish. Spirits of anger and chaos pop out, and now we have to pay some coin to make it right.
You were looking for Vic the Trader?
Vic the Traitor, more like. Comes to village, says he knows about slavers. Tells us to come see him. We go. He ain't there.
Your sister was taken by slavers.
Sis went trading at another village and never come back. We and I go look for her.
What did you find?
One survivor. Dude was in bad shape. Said evil warriors came with magic torches. Fire would lick tribe warriors and they'd go to the spirit.
What about your sis?
The evil warriors tied up the rest and took off. Sis with them. Friend, we be finding her or dying trying.
Sounds like slavers to me. Have you found anything out about them?
We and I know they're slavers at din. When we're free, we're out of here.
Tell me about something else.
We and I be glad to answer.
I'm interested in some local information.
What can we and I do you for?
Where can I find a trader, a healer, or a room?
So many questions. Maida takes care of trade here, and her mother, Arden, takes care of the rooms. No shaman in town, but you may be able to trade for medicine.
Oh, thanks. Let me ask you something else then.
What can we and I do you for?
Ever hear of Guardian of Eden creation kit?
Never heard of it. But Maida's been keeping us busy.
Who is Maida?
She's the boss. We pay off and go find Sis.
Tell me about something else.
What can we and I do you for?
What's going on in town?
Oh, busy place. Bugmen snatching cattle. Spirits walking. Smiley missing.
Tell me about the bugmen.
Tor be telling us about bugs that walk on 2 feet and steal brahmin. Shook him up.
Interesting. Tell me something else.
You have more questions for Sulik?
Walking spirits. Tell me about that.
The canyon east of Herd area supposed to have a walking, howling spirit, shaking the locals. Grampy Bone don't say a word though.
Interesting. Let me ask you something else.
You have more questions for Sulik?
Smiley. Who is Smiley?
Smiley's a good hunter. Say he looking for the golden gecko's nest. Didn't come back.
I guess that's all I need to know. Goodbye. And there we go. Pretty much told us what we already knew, and also about his personal quest, which is locating his sister, who's been taken by some evil warriors. And that's gonna tie in with the big bad guy of the game. Alrighty. I think last time I went through here, I forgot to talk to this guy. A tall, graying man with a tankard of beer. He says, "Well, it's just my educated opinion, but I can see by the way you move that you could do with a few pointers." Pointers? With what? About the sweet science, of course. The sport and art. The art? Are you talking about magic? Can you teach me magic spells? He grins broadly. Sure and begorra. I could teach you about the wee folk, leprechauns, spriggans, banshee, and the like. Would you like that? That sounds great. Teach away. Talking to those around us. Did you hear that? I got myself a live one here. Wants to hear about the fairies and wee goblins and such. Ha ha ha. He doubles over in laughter. Here, lad, have a drink on me. That's your ticket to the realms of the fae folk. Somehow, I feel as though you're pulling my leg a bit. Well, maybe I'm a that. Nevertheless, you're a bony good sport about it. Here's a beer on me for taking it so well. Thanks. Now what were you saying about the sweet science? Pugilism. The manly art of hand-to-hand combat. That's what I meant. Well, I guess I could use some help with that. Well, let's go outside and see what I can teach you. You see, it's all about getting your whole wee body to snap just like a whip. Uh-huh. Several sweaty hours later. So, you see what you were doing wrong then? Yes, I do. Thanks for taking the time to help me out, Mr. Sullivan. It was me very own pleasure. You take care of yourself now, and if anyone asks, you just tell them that fighting John Sullivan taught you how to fight that way. Will do, John. Thanks. Goodbye. And that has improved our unarmed skill by 10 points, which is pretty great, you know. Free skill improvement is always good. And one thing I'm gonna do before ending the episode is just look through some people's belongings. There should be
bookcase with guns and ammo magazine in it, which we'll utilize a little bit later. And here we got some loot that we're gonna grab. Some flares, couple throwing knives, and fruit that can be used to heal yourself. I think the journal is in this bookcase. No. Alright. Where else haven't we been? Right up here, I think. Open this door. Come on. Let's go. And there we go. I think it's this one. For sure. Yep. Guns and Bullets magazine. Always nice. And who's this guy? Klamath citizen. Alright, we already talked to the stinky old guy. Maybe we'll go into the bathhouse as well and see what they offer there. Bathhouse / brothel. See a plump older woman with a large nose. And she says, "My name's Sally Dunton, but mostly they call me Big Nose Sally. I'm the owner of this here bathhouse. We have a whole hassle full of special attended baths for you to pick from." "What kind of special attended baths do you have here?" "The special baths that we have available vary in cost by the amount of time that the gals spend with you, and any special services that you take advantage of." "I think that the appearance of the attendant better figure into the cost too." "The baths that we have available here are washcloths, hand wipe, a brief full body wash, and lastly, the round the world full squeaky clean servicing offered by the beautiful and talented Jenny, recently trained at the finest house in the den." "Can I mix and match the different types of baths?" "No, you have to choose one at a time, but you can always come back for more, usually after a brief rest." "If I can't make my own combinations, I don't even want a bath. I'm out of here." "I'm sorry that we couldn't help you out. Come on back later, though." So there we go. You can get a bath / some additional services if you like to. But my character doesn't need it yet. I don't want it. Anywho, I think this is actually a pretty good spot to end the episode. On the next episode, I'm gonna travel to save Smiley the Trapper, and then finish up the rest of the quests around Klamath, hopefully. As always, thank you for watching and hope to see you again soon.